My next guest, known to millions as one of the faces of the 60s, of course, and now for our latest project, Twiggy has recorded her very own podcast. She's been catching up with some famous pals over a cup of tea. Twiggy joins me now. It's so lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? That's so funny.
Fine. I know. Do you know what? It's such a great idea, Twiggy. Tea with you. You can sit and talk about absolutely anything. And what I've loved about it is all of the stories that you're telling as well. It's fascinating.
Yeah, well, you know, when we decided to do it, I said I want it to be like people going out for a chat, for tea, or, you know, just getting together and having a chat. They're not really interviews. And so amazing things come out because people start telling stories, like those stories with Giles, which was hysterical. I've never heard that before. And then, you know, I mean, I did people like Joanna, and then one of the ones I loved was I wanted to interview an NHS nurse because of what's been going on. And I got this lovely girl called Lucy, and it was very moving and very touching, and it made me realise, you know, they really are the heroes. And I wanted to try and help out. And a friend of mine has set up a charity called Design Haven for Heroes, where they go in and decorate a room in a house for them. So they've got somewhere nice to come home to.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that idea, isn't it? Brilliant. I mean, we're trying to do something similar, but within the hospital, but you're taking it back to their house, which I think is great, so that they've got somewhere they can just chill.
People have been so generous. People are just offering everything, you know, like, so they can do the rooms up. It's lovely. And so I'm a patron of that. So that's a nice thing to have come out with from the podcast. And also yesterday, I was so excited. We've gone to number 4 in the podcast charts of society and culture section. Brilliant. So I'm very proud.
So you should be. So you should be. It's lovely when you have an idea in your head and then people love it and come to it. I've really enjoyed hearing your stories. I mean, of course I know, because obviously I haven't read your book and we've talked many times, but these great stories of you with David Bowie, you know, remember the cover of Pin-Ups and, you know, all of these wonderful, wonderful memories. Gosh, I remember that so well.
Oh, that's a great picture, actually. Dear David, we miss him so much. But luckily, we've got his music.
Thank goodness we have. And we've got a wee bit of news about that coming up very, very shortly, which is good. And I mean, you've done amazing things. For goodness sake, you danced with Fred Astaire. I mean, that is just, isn't that amazing when you think about it?
Well, I didn't actually dance with him.
Well.
He'd gone out. He was my hero. And I met him in Los Angeles, and we went out to dinner, and we'd had a couple of glasses of wine, and we came out, and he was in his 70s. He was retired, and I was holding his arm, and he suddenly started to tap dance down Rodeo Drive.
Wow!
And it was like, oh my goodness! And then he did a double pirouette and put his arms up to heaven and said, "Hollywood, I love ya."
Wow, what a memory. Excellent.
Imagine driving past in a car saying, you know, I think I just saw Fred Astaire tap dancing up the street.
Well, that's Hollywood. That's Hollywood, that's for sure. So look, how has lockdown been? Who are you with? Are you with lovely Lee? Are you with your husband?
Oh, I'm with my lovely Lee. I'm one of the lucky ones. We've got each other. Oh, there he is, my gorgeous husband. And the hardest thing for us was not seeing our kids and grandkids, although we did see them about a week and a half ago when we were finally allowed to. And that was pretty much purgatory for me, because I was used to seeing my daughter and children like twice a week.
Yeah.
And she's a baby, so I was ready to go and help, you know, all mums need help with new babies, and I was ready to go and do my bit, and I wasn't allowed to. That was really hard. But, you know, we're healthy and we're all, you know, as I said, the real heroes are those frontline workers that we should be celebrating.
I think we are, though. I hope that doesn't go. I really hope that doesn't go. I mean, I know we're not applauding now and all of that, but I hope that sort of gratitude and appreciation and all of these things just doesn't quietly disappear. It can't.
I think they all should get a pay rise, don't you?
Too right. Too right, absolutely too right, and not have to pay parking fees as well. That's another thing that is ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Now look, you were made a dame, of course, services to fashion, services to so many things. And the fashion industry, you know, we talk about this with Mark a lot, the fashion industry is hugely important. So many jobs really depend on it, and so much money comes into the country. I think sometimes people don't realise that. But at the same time, the industry, as we've seen in recent headlines, has to police itself. You know, it's about, I think we have to get towards not so much throwaway fashion, but more sustainable, I guess.
I think most of the, you know, good stores are very much into sustainability and have been for a long time. You know, I mean, as you know, I've worked with M&S for many years as an ambassador and various things, and they've been into sustainability and good practices for many years. And I think the whole industry has to get to that point.
Very much so, very much so. And it's good that people like you can do so much to help that and to facilitate that as well. Now, look, I'm looking at you and it's ridiculous. Do you mind that people know how old you are?
I can't lie about it. It's been written since I was 16.
But I can't believe you've got nearly 70. That's just crazy.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It is. How on earth, I've got to ask you, how on earth, I mean, I know a lot of it is down to bone structure and that kind of malarkey, but you look like a kid. I'm looking at you, you look like a teenager. You do.
I've got very good lighting coming in from my window. I'm lucky, I'm happy, I eat well, I don't overindulge in things. I have facials when I can. Well, we haven't been able to do any of that.
Sure.
I have facials every 6 months or something. I live my life really. I think that's what you've got to do. And I'm so busy. Well, before the lockdown with my kids and my grandkids, and I think that keeps you kind of together, doesn't it? And I do Pilates, which I love. And but I'm not that high maintenance really.
Well, do you know what? Whatever it is you're doing, it's absolutely working. And Tea with Twiggy is a joy to listen to. Congratulations on being in the top 10.
Little scoop.
Yes.
Next week, I'm talking to Rufus Wainwright. I was
lovely.
so excited.
Good.
He is fantastic.
He is something else. I look forward to that. I look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Twiggy. It's always a joy to talk to you. Thank you, my love. God, doesn't she look amazing? Absolutely extraordinary. 70 years old. It's ridiculous.